Success is not a single big breakthrough. It's built on small, consistent habits that shape how you think and act every day. Now, this episode will teach you that you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your habits. Now, this is quite the statement, right? You usually start thinking, oh, I need to get successful, I need to start this business. And then you do everything overnight because everyone wants success, right? But you push yourself so hard that you literally cannot keep up with yourself because you haven't gotten the habits in. Working consistently on your plan and working consistently on reaching the people that need what you can give them is the hardest part. Yeah? Because you can always be motivated. You can always be super motivated and you just push and you go for it super hard. Months even. You can keep this up. But if you do not put in a habit and build your character, you will slowly start to fall off. Yeah? You can probably remember one or two different brands that you saw for a while, or since you're here on YouTube watching us here in Search for Greatness, thank you by the way and welcome. You can probably remember a few YouTubers that you used to watch just a couple of years ago, and now they make nothing. Now they're gone. They just disappeared. You have no idea where they are. This happens a lot, right? And that's simply because they don't have the habits of just keep on keeping on. I'll tell you a story. My sister, wonderful soul, she loves dogs, and her biggest issue would always be huge spurts of motivation and just getting on with things, just pushing and going for things. And she would always have to feel ready as part of the motivation. There was no momentum getting built, so it just built frustration over time. But nobody's listening, nobody's here, nobody's giving feedback. She started podcasts. She's run a training course for dogs and so on. And she's a educated dog trainer, and she's excellent at what she does. But she doesn't keep the momentum. It falls off. And a lot of you will struggle with the same. A lot of you. And I struggle with the same as well. I've had many different concepts and many different business ideas going up through my 20s until my soon-to-be 40s, where it just falls off because, well, it doesn't really get me the actual satisfaction of doing the thing more than the possibility of the success it's supposed to be, right? So you need to understand that you can be as motivated as you possibly can be, but if you do not do the small things that you have to do every day to build your business or build your dream or do whatever it is that you're looking to do, then you will not get there. It's quite simple. So how did my sister convince herself that she could be able to do these things? Well, over time, just doing tiny actions. Enter things into her, it's not a diary, but a day-by-day type of journal. And after a while, she just didn't need motivation anymore. It's just habits. The best example of this are people who go to the gym every day or at least several times a week, right? When you start doing those things, and this is a typical example to use, right? Nobody loves going to the gym. Gary Vaynerchuk says the same as well. I have no desire to go to the gym, but I know it's going to keep me healthy so that I can keep building my businesses and so on, right? We also have Alex Hormozy. He literally built a full business by helping people who go to the gym, and also gym owners develop their gyms. That's quite simple. And just doing it this way and then developing further and having the habit of, okay, this is a tough thing to do. I don't like doing it, but I have to do it, because if I don't do it, I won't be moving forward. And it's one thing, or it could be two things, or it could be three things, right? And let me tell you a story about my friend Alex. He's a musician, and he has a lot of other businesses that he's working on, developing, and he's just a brilliant person. And he struggles with doing the things that need to be done, so he's put into system at least 3 things that he needs to do per day for it to be a successful day. He even tells us about this within our community in school, which I would love to invite you to as well. But in that post, he tells us that he follows this and he does not deviate from it. Now, of course, he does at times lose his focus, but he always makes sure that those 3 things get done before he loses his focus. And I love the fact that he's doing that. It's a great incentive of moving forward every single day. Now, what we did as a community, we talked to him about it, and we have basically said, if you implement, for example, something called the Pomodoro concept, where you put a certain amount of time into creating what is necessary to complete task number 4 for that day. Now, of course, the 4th one, you don't necessarily complete it, but if you divide that over several days, then at the end of the week, you have completed 1 more task than you wouldn't have if you didn't put in like those 15 minutes and then took a break, and then 15 minutes and then took a break. For example, this is just an idea. If you have some concepts that you do today, put them in the comment section and let us know, so that others who see this video here on YouTube, or even that I could introduce to our community, or rather, you can come do that yourself. Come into our school community. We have one in school, started by Alex Ormozy. If you don't know him, he's a brilliant businessman, and he has given us a platform where we get to connect to people like you and provide you with everything that you might need in one place. It's absolutely amazing. The people within school as well is amazing. You can find other, not just our community, but you can find other communities where you can be part, and just find all of your interests and connect with people in the same way that you can connect with people trying to do what you're doing today, meaning reaching a goal you have, building a dream that you have, or simply just moving past and crushing limiting beliefs, which is what we're all about, right? And his limiting belief, Alex, was that he isn't able to get everything done. But with implementing that habitual system, he's now able to do 3 things every single day, moving his business, moving his passion, and moving his music forward, those 3 steps at a time per day. You can do that too. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. So if you have a limiting belief that tells you that you're never going to be able to build a habit, we have something to help you. We have a bullshit sheet within our community. So once you're on the inside and you interact and you reach a certain level of interaction and people see you in there, then you will have access to our bullshit sheet. And this helps you input every single limiting belief that you might have. Then you get to score it on an emotional scale of how much it's impacted you or how important it's been to you. And then you can also input who told you, because you'll be astounded how many times you'll see, oh, that was just my own mind telling me this, than it actually being a specific person that said this limiting belief to you on a specific time or date. And lastly, the very few people that did tell you, you get to input. Do they have the experience that gives them whatever allowance to say whatever they said in feedback to you, or have they even gotten any education within the theme of what it is you're trying to do, right? There's no point if you are a painter that does art, there is no reason for you to listen to someone who works as an office worker. They've never done what you're trying to do, right? Or the other way around. If you're a lawyer and you have very important cases that you're working on, and then you turn around and the janitor in the office says, oh no, you shouldn't do that way. Why would you believe him? Is he a colleague, or is he just someone with an opinion, right? Everyone has a right to an opinion. That doesn't make facts, right? It's just not factual. So please do your best to implement something that can create a habit so that you can move forward doing implemented stuff. And in our community, we will help you be accountable for it as well. Yeah? So if you come and join us and you're part of the 20 first people who join, you will get everything we have to offer you for free. Every tool, all of that. If you want one-on-ones with me, that's on an hourly basis. But of course, there are people in there who see you, who hear you, and want you to succeed. We also have competitions every month where you can win a prize if you bring the most amount of new people into our community. And it's very, very cool. We have our first one now here in October. So if you're seeing this video at a later point, we do it every month. Okay, so whenever you enter, you're part of it. So I thank you for your attention today. Remember, find a habit. Do something, 1 to 3 things that you need to do every day that you know will make you go forward with your dream, idea, business, whatever. And do that and let us know in the comment section what you decided to do, because we want to pay attention either here on YouTube, or you can come join us in school. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.